Hello everyone and welcome to this album review. Now today I'm going over this album here by John Lennon and Yoko Ono. It is Double Fantasy. So in this video I will show you the vinyl, go over all the songs individually and give the album a score out of 10. So this was John Lennon's 7th solo album, released in November 1980 and was the last before his death in December that year. Before recording the album, John Lennon had taken 5 years out of the music business because the last album released before this was the rock and roll album in 1975, so he's taken 5 years off to basically raise his son Sean. He was supposedly inspired to get back into the studio after seeing the music video to Paul McCartney's song Coming Up, so the story goes. So that he saw that and thought, what am I doing here, staying at home, I should be making music. And that's what he's doing on this album here. His songs are fantastic on this album. Unfortunately it is shared with Yoko Ono's stuff, and that is what lets it down for me. Initial critical reception was quite poor actually. It on release it got to number 14 in the UK and then fell. But we all know that that the events of the 8th of December 1980 caused the album to rose to number 1 for an 8-week run in the US. So 8 weeks at number 1, in America, after John Lennon died. The album also won the 1981 Grammy for Album of the Year, which honestly I don't think it was worthy of that. There was probably a better album from 1981 which could have won the award, but yeah, but I kind of understand why they gave it out because he died really, but whether it's worthy of that is another question altogether. So now I will show you the vinyl here. This was my dad's vinyl here. I presume, and it was the only solo Beatles album he owned. I presume he probably just bought this shortly after his death. So there's the back of the album here. And something to note as well is the track listing's been altered here. But you see it there, it's Every Man Has a Woman Who Loves Him. That's the second last track on here, and Woman as well. Where that's the second last track. That's a couple of songs up, on the actual running order. So I'm not sure if it's a misprinting thing or if the original running order's that. But I don't know. Anyway, comes in the sleeve here, lyrics sleeve here, and then the records here. This is on Geffen Records. I think that's how you say it. Geffen, whatever you want to call it. Records there. I'm just going to try and get it back in again, and then I've not got the CD to this album here. Not planning on getting the CD, to be honest with you, but I might do one day. Anyway, for me the problem with this album here is the inclusion of the Yoko Ono tracks, and one after another though, and basically have a John song, then a Yoko song, then a John song, then a Yoko song. I would have probably preferred it if they'd each had their own side, but I kind of get why they're doing that, because it's subtitled, this album here is subtitled A Heart Play between the two of them, so it's kind of going through that John song, then a Yoko song. That's the whole concept of the record. But for me, I would have personally preferred it if they'd had their own side, or even to have combined the John songs on this album here with the ones of Milk and Honey, which was his posthumous release in 1984. Because for me, if you had those two albums with the John songs on it, that would be his best album, in my opinion. It genuinely would. And this album here opens up with Just Like Starting Over, and this is a fantastic opener, one of his best songs. It was the lead single from the album, and it got on release in about October 1980, it got to number 7 in the US and number 9 in the UK. But after his death, it got to number 1 in both countries, and also New Zealand and a few other places like that. It got to number 1. So fantastic song. Then we get, of course, a Yoko track, Kiss Kiss Kiss. This song's trash, really. She goes into a bit of a weird gasping sound, it's just it's not a very good song on it. It's not a very good song. We then have Clean Up Time now, a John track again, another great bluesy, funky John Lennon song. Really love this track. Then I've Give Me Something, again another rubbish Yoko song. Really don't have much to say about that one. I don't really like it. Then I'm Losing You, a fantastic John Lennon song, one of his best again. This was considered to be a single released from this album, but it was deemed to be a bit inappropriate. I'm Losing You just after his death, so it wasn't a single, but I think it could have been a great single had he lived, really. It's a great laid-back song. This song then crossfades into a Yoko song, kind of the companion piece to it, called I'm Moving On. So it crossfades into this one here. Very much the same beat and rhythm of the previous one. I don't mind it because it kind of flows into I'm Losing You, but it's still a Yoko track, and I'm not awfully keen on that one. Then have a John track closing the first side, Beautiful Boy, a fantastic slower ballad about his young son Sean. It also contains a famous quote, "Life is what happens to you when you're busy making other plans," which I didn't realise was from a song. I thought he'd said it from an interview, but when I heard that song, it's that's that quote, that's that famous quote he's known for. So this track is also one of Paul McCartney's favourite songs, because when he was on Desert Island Discs, there's this footage of him on YouTube, Paul McCartney crying when he's hearing this song shortly after John Lennon's death. Quite a moving video, really. So Beautiful Boy, fantastic, great slower ballad. Opening up side 2, we have Watching the Wheels, one of my favourite John Lennon songs ever. This is a fantastic song, great lyrics about his break from music, what I was talking about a bit earlier, his 5-year period of doing nothing, making bread, and being a house husband, really. This was also a single. It got to number 10 in the US and number 30 in the UK. I think it should have done much better than that, but it was the third single, and these kind of third singles don't do really well, it don't tend to generally do well, because everyone who's already kind of interested in it has bought the album. They don't need another 45 to go along with it. So yeah, I think it could have been a bigger hit, but you can't do much about it. Then we have Yes, I'm Your Angel, another Yoko track. What I can really leave off this album here, does nothing to me, that song. Then have Woman, a much better song, brilliant track, and this was the second single from the album, released after his death in, I think it was it was in January 1981. It was released, but it was selected by Lennon, though, of course. This was a ~1 in both the UK and the US, and is again one of his best songs. Love the key change in the middle. It goes somewhere else about halfway through. It just changes key. It's a fantastic song. Then have Yoko track called Beautiful Boys. This is not to be confused with the John Lennon track before it, like I sometimes do. Boring song, doesn't go anywhere, really rubbish, really. You're noticing a pattern here, off the songs I like, and that it's John's songs got the best, of course. Then have Dear Yoko, which is a really great funky track, not overstretched, all the tracks all this time here, are under 4 minutes, which I think is really good, especially when it comes to the Yoko songs, which I kind of can't even tolerate 2 minutes off, to be honest with you. Then we have unfortunately 2 Yoko songs that closed the album. I think they should have had a John Lennon track to close it, to be honest with you. But anyway, we have Every Man Has a Woman Who Loves Him. Again, like I said, another Yoko song track. I kind of prefer John Lennon's version because it's a version from 1984 where his vocals and that, because he sings background vocals on this track, where they've been mixed up a bit, but I've still found this quite a weak song, though, not one of my favourites. And then the closer is Hard Times Are Over. Despite being a Yoko song, I think this is a nice closer. It works as a closer. It's hard to think of what else could have been chosen as the big album closer, but I think that this one works pretty well, especially for a Yoko track. So that is this album reviewed. I personally find it difficult to give it any more than a 6 out of 10. I'm afraid it is just the Yoko songs. The John songs on this album here are all pretty much, give or take, 10 out of 10s. Combine this with his album Milk and Honey from 1984, you have John Lennon's best album. It's just well, I can see what he was doing, like with it, but I just don't think that it worked. Well, like I don't think that like the whole concept really works. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please leave suggestions for album reviews below, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.